and welcome to the group. Oh, my speaker. Yes, let's start one more time. Welcome to the group. My name is Diego. I just want to run a quick video, especially for those just starting out. Do you want to make a business doing chatbots? You probably already know some information if you learn in this group, but I just want to remind you, you're just starting out and you want to make it profitable for your business to sell this boss to business. One concept that I really like that really pushed me into make this a real business and just going through all the challenges and obstacles. And pretty much that is that you must remember, well, I remember like this. You don't have a business until you make at least one sale, some dollars from what you are running. You know, it's funny because you might be thinking, okay, is it $1 at least, $10? I think the amount does not matter so much, but if you think about it, sometimes you have an idea. You're going to make this thing, whatever thing. I don't know, if you're a musician, you're gonna make polish your songs and sell them. You're going to try to make music for video games. If you are in the chatbots, you're going to try to learn, land at some clients or something. But it's always an idea, an idea, an idea, an idea. It never comes to life. So if you are just learning and learning and learning, that's good. You need the knowledge. But that's the thing. If you don't get the actual result, and I always think money-wise because, hey, this is a business, it's not real. It's not real. You have the base, the foundations, but it could be like when you're with the friend and just talking about, oh, it would be cool if we do whatever, and never happens. So that's something that really stuck in my mind, and that was my challenge. If I will share with you, I put a challenge to myself when I started starting my business. I did not knew at the moment that it was going to be about chatbots. I just wanted to make something, some kind of business using the internet. Like, oh man, there's so many opportunities. This is affiliate marketing and drop shipping, just whatever. I just wanted to make some money online. I learned so many things, and I make a commitment to myself. By the time I was playing lots of video games, I love playing games like Heroes of the Storm, like those mobile games. And I was losing so much time like that. I remember it came to the point I played like, I don't know how many hours, but it was like over 1,000 matches. Those are like 20 minutes long, at least. That was about 2 years of just playing in my free time. And I was like, man, I wonder what would happen if all this kind of time I'm putting into playing a game that is fun, but it's not taking me really anywhere. I just put it into making money online, right? So I say to myself, okay, I'm going to stop. Enough is enough. I'm not going to play one single match of that game until I make at least $1. And well, it took me like 6 months, I think, because I started in May, and it was until December that I made my first sale. And I was very happy because it was not something huge. Maybe it was like, I don't know, like $15. But it was before ending the year. So it felt good, like to end the year with one goal, finally reaching one goal, right? Like I feel like, oh man, this is actually real. I can actually make some money online. And the system that helped me was actually with the chatbots, because I'm making sales by commission. I do sell some products from local businesses, but everything's done online. Really, this person that spoke to me, it was everything through chat. We did not even speak through the phone. So it was pretty cool. It's kind of like magic. It took me effort, time, test, 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 test. But man, it finally worked. So now it actually feels like I'm running a business. I'm getting some sales. It's becoming better and better. It's not to the point yet where I like it, but now it feels real. And actually, I did celebrate not that day because I wasn't really feeling like playing games. I'm really it really helped me actually to start focusing on the business 100%, laser focus. And I think I played a game, I think it was in January, just kind of like to celebrate, like, okay, I did this, I'm going to celebrate. So it was cool, but I do prefer to keep going, keep going, keep going, keep the momentum, and just go. So I'm just sharing this because I understand. I remember it was so hard to actually make it happen. I feel like I do sometimes procrastinate. I was very procrastinating, like learn, and not actually doing something, going out of my comfort zone. But yeah, I saw this opportunity. It helped me actually go through and put everything I knew into action. Put action. You know, I was not feeling like 100%, but it's like, man, I'm gonna do this. It seems perfect to put everything to test. Things are going, things are going forward. So I'm excited. It's tough. I won't lie, because there's so much information. It's overwhelming. Sometimes you are like, oh man, is this actually really gonna work? But step by step, when you see the marketers online, all the gurus, you know, the people that inspire you that are actually making this profitable, look at their stories. They did not make had results so quickly. There's cases, very very rare cases, but those cases at least they have coaching, they have mentors. But if you're just starting on by yourself, learning all this information, I guess it's gonna take you usually at least a couple of months to get some results. Some people are faster, some of us take more time, but you have to take your own pace. I remember Sebastian Gomez, which is the reason I'm doing all these videos at the start, because he's challenging me to make one video every day for 90 days. He had to work 1 year to have his first sale. So it took me maybe half a year for me, but my commission is lower, but whatever. But I had a result. He took 1 year, and now after 4 years, I think, or 5 years that he's been doing this, he has such a great business. And I love his information. He's really good. He's very helpful. That inspires me, right? Probably you have some YouTuber, some person you're following that really inspires you. I just wanted to share this with you. Try to make that commitment. Just make at least $1, $10. I don't know, whatever is your goal, but let's say just something, so you know that you are on the right track and you're actually getting results. I know it sounds nicer to say, oh, I'm going to make $100 at least. You just try to make $1 at least from that services. It's not something big, but it means that, okay, there's some value behind what you're doing. So that's everything for tonight. I really appreciate everyone watching this video. I know I just opened the group. It's kind of like a welcome, and maybe you can relate with the story. But man, I just hope you're doing great with your business and you're all pumped up. Just keep going. Some days are harder because you don't get results, but when you get the results, man, you're happy. You're like, it's a really good feeling. And it's really tough sometimes when you don't have results. So you just have to move on. You stand up straight and move forward. So have an excellent night. My name is Diego, and thank you for reaching out. Goodbye.